to go into SketchUp and design this right here, this little art shelf, photo shelf. Looks like this right here. My wife is wanting a few of these for putting, photos and some artwork on rather than just hanging them all on the wall like this one here. She wants a 60-incher. In fact, she wants 3 of them. And all the ones I found online are made from solid wood, pine, some of the soft woods or hardwoods, even see walnut and some darker woods. And so I'm going to go into SketchUp and design this. But being a plywood shop, I'm going to build mine out of plywood. It's going to make mine a little harder, and I'll show you why in SketchUp. But when I look at this hanging on the wall here, I'm thinking that's around 3 inches. This is around 3 inches, and this is around 1.5 inches. Although I do all my designing for finish and the Smart Woodshop in metric, so I'll convert it all to metric. So I'm going to go into SketchUp. I'm going to new from template, so I don't have to set everything up. So I have a woodworking inches, woodworking millimeters. That's the one that I have set up. And I'll start by going straight on. Also turn on the camera projection to parallel. So this is kind of the flat view, 3x3. Plus I'm going to have the miter, the thickness of the material. So that would be 3 3/4. So I'm going to put in a guide, and it's not 3/4, it's 18 millimeters, because regardless of what you think, 3/4 plywood is not 3/4, it's 18 millimeter. Do the same thing here, 18. And I said I wanted about 3 inches from the bottom here. And let's try the same way going out. 95. And then up, double of 18, so 36. Take my dimensioning tool and I measure the inside, 77 and 77. Yeah, so that gives me my symmetry. I'm going to go ahead and create a file now. This is untitled, so I'm going to go File, and I'm going to call this Art Rail. Such a creative name. I haven't drawn anything yet. This is just guidelines, and they are not part of the design. They're just to help. There's so many ways to draw. I'm going to do the line tool, because what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to make a miter. I was going to make it a little harder on myself, because it'd be a lot easier just to butt these together. Since I'm using plywood, I'm going to be doing some edge banding, but if I do these miter here, then I won't have to edge band either one of these. Before I draw anything else, I'm going to double click on this, right click, I'm going to make it a component, and I'm going to call it back rail. Now I'm going to take that same line tool. This one's going to have 2 miters. Double click, right click, make a component, shelf. All right, and now the lip, same tool, double click. The reason I'm double clicking on it is that selects the surface and all the connecting lines. If I had extruded this and they weren't flat, then I would triple click, because then it would catch everything connected. Because it's a flat thing right now, that's all I need to do. I don't need these guidelines anymore, so I'm going to go to Edit, delete guides, File, and Save. We want this about 60 inches long, which in millimeters is 1524, so we will call it 1500 millimeters. I'll go into this component, hit the P key for push-pull, pull it out, type in 1500. If you look down here, you can see where it says 1500. As long as I don't do anything else, I can change that number. I can go to 2000 or 200, whatever I want to do, but I want 1500, and then enter. And now that piece is 1500 millimeters long. Now I want to come into the next component, the shelf. I'm going to hit my P key again. This time I don't need to pull. I just double click and it'll repeat that 1500. It remembers the last one I did. Same thing here, push pull. All right, now I'll go back to front view and I'm going to make this a group now. So I'm going to take all three of those and make it a group. If I go to move it around, it sticks together. If I did not have a group, I'll explode this group to show you. If I went to move, if I just clicked on one thing and I hit move, so if I clicked on one thing and I hit move, then it would separate it. Now I did notice one thing when I went to move this, you see it didn't give me the blue lines. I forgot to make this a component. So I'm going to double click on it. Actually this, now I need to triple click because I got 1, 2, 3. See that? 1 gives me the surface. 2 gives me the bounding edges. 3 gives me the whole thing. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to right click on it and make it a component and call it lip. The only reason I didn't get stung by that was these two were already components. So it stayed independent. Would have been a mess if I had done it and this was not already into being a component or a group. If you don't understand that, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to do some basic SketchUp videos. I have a certain way that I use it. I use it for my house designs and my remodels, really detailed designs, elaborate stuff. I have the pro version, and so I have layout, and then all the plans from the Smart Woodshop are all done here, taken over to layout where they're detailed out so that I can make them available and somebody can build them. Again, back here, if I went to move something, I click on any one and it would move independently. So I want to make a group. Now, if I hit the if I come in here to move it, see the whole thing's highlighted and I go move and I can move. And if I want to copy, if I type in the option key, that little plus goes there. And now I'd actually make a copy of it. But I'm going to go back to where it was. I do want to copy because I want to lay this out how I'm going to cut it in the shop. So move, copy. And then I'm going to go into this group and I'm going to move and drop this down right there. Same thing here, move. I want to think about cutting this, whether I do this on the table saw or with a track saw like I'm planning on, then the saw blade needs room for the kerf there. So I'm going to grab this. I'm in the group. So you see, if I click on it once, I'd move the whole group. Double click on it. I'm inside the group. You can see the bounding box, little protective envelope. Grab those two. So I'm grabbing those two. I'm into the group. Click on that one. Shift click on that one. And now I'm going to move them both at once. 3 millimeters. That gives me a saw kerf. Now I'm going to come over and grab just this one, move it. Notice that I moved it. If you look down in the lower right-hand corner, it's 3.1 almost. This little squiggly mark there tells you it's not exactly 3.1. I'm going to now, I haven't done anything else. Watch what happens. I'm going to type in 3, enter. So it knows millimeters. And now I've got it together. I want to go ahead and move the whole group over a little bit more. Give me some space. Now you can see how it looks and how I'm going to actually cut this. So I'm going to make some dimensions on it. Now, normally I would create some different views and perspectives, and then I'd take it over to layout. But in this case, this is so simple, so straightforward. I'm not doing plans, but I do want dimensions. So I'm going to start with putting them on the overall here. And then this is going to be a single board. Look at that. That looks bigger than 3 millimeters. I'm going to grab that, take it back. There we go. That looks better. So now I'm going to take my dimensions. So I know I'm going to get a 250 millimeter, maybe slightly bigger. Of course, it's 18 mil. And I've got the outside dimensions there. And because this is a 45, it's 18, 18, and 36. So how the math works with 45s. It's always a 45, a miter like that. It's always the thickness of the material. So if it's 18, it's 45, it's 18 millimeters longer on the long end than it is on the short end of the heel. I don't really need those this dimension or this dimension. Actually, I don't even really need that. I could come over here if I wanted to remind myself that it's 18 mil, that on like that. But now I'm going to actually rotate the design itself. So this one's going to stay flat. This one I'm going to rotate up. I'm going to go move 90. There's my 1500. So I know I'm going to cut these pieces out of a board that's 250 plus, and I'm going to cut them to 1500 millimeters long. Okay, so I'm going to create a note and call it art shelf. Rather than export it, because it's all just right here what I need, I could go Command-Shift-4 and I could do a screenshot. Come over here, grab that screenshot, which doesn't have a name other than screenshot. And now if I go to my phone, there it is. So now I can go down to the shop. I don't need to print it, waste paper. And the cool thing is, if I want to see these numbers with these old eyes, zoom in very close and it doesn't pixelate. It stays nice and crisp. And that's what I do with all my plans. Multiple pages I can flip and then I can look at them on my phone, which is what I mostly do anymore. This literally would have taken me under 10 minutes to have this on a note and ready to go and down to the shop. But I wanted to do this SketchUp just to show you how easy this is. Couple things. If you'd like me to do more videos on SketchUp, showing you how I use it in the wood shop and the Smart Wood Shop and in construction, then let me know. I could do a whole series. Look at all these projects. Not that we're going to make every one. And I've got some ideas of my own, but she wants some shelves and things like that for the house. And they're not super expensive to buy. Like you can go on Pottery Barn and get like one of these guys, in like maple and, like 60 inches. They're like $100, $150. They're not that bad. They're finished, ready. They come with the hardware. And shorter ones, I've out of different materials like pines. You can get $30, $40 going Etsy. She wants 3 of them and she wants other things. I got the Smart Wood Shop. I can build a house. I can certainly build an art rail like this. And because I'm using plywood, it will be no material. I mean, yes, I'm going to use material, but I have a lot of fall off from all of my plywood projects. So I'm not going to go out and buy any extra material. Now, if she wants a walnut or something like that, certainly I'd go out and buy that. And that's expensive, so I'd have it. But a lot of these things she wants, do plywood, and we're looking at a gray, brown gray, or a black. So even if I did not edge band this one that I'm going to build with plywood, I could leave the lamination showing, and then with them painted, probably wouldn't notice. So I'm probably doing some extra work. So by the way, if you want to see that video where I actually go and build this, then comment in this video. So we've got a couple things we can do here. We can do more SketchUp videos, and you can see some of these things that we're looking at. I'd have a few more pieces, and then this kind of interesting shelf here. And there's some other ideas that I have as well. Like this one I like a lot. So I'm going to be making some of these things. So I'm going to draw them in SketchUp, and I'm going to go down to the shop and build them. So make a comment. Thumbs up if you like the SketchUp stuff. Comment if you want more. And also comment if you want me to turn on the camera when I'm down in the shop making these little projects in the Smart Wood Shop. If you'd like to get yourself a set of plans to build yourself a smart station, a smart bench, the smart carts, any of the smart tool accessories, or the Smart Wood Shop itself, there's a link in the description of this video down below. You can go there and purchase any plan or package of plans, and you'll be able to download them right now, instantaneously, 24/7, 365. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you on the next one.